Here's a little bit of Magicka Necromancer gameplay, which has been long requested since I posted the build video, and I've never done it up until now. The build video actually is still the old one from Dragonhold, but nothing's changed except for I've put Unnerving Boneyard on the front bar and Mystic Orb on the back bar. I put that in the description of the build video though, so you can see it there. And this is Veteran Depths of Malatar. First boss is fairly simple. He's just roaming around, sort of hiding. We're waiting for the last teammate here. And then after a certain amount of damage, he'll do a poison thing where he splits himself into a couple copies or creates a couple copies of him. You'll see that in a bit. Getting a res here, or at least I'm trying to. That's that thing where you get that AoE and he does a copy, and then you gotta roll dodge this one. And then it'll spawn a couple of adds. These little poison AoEs and adds actually do quite a lot of damage, so you need to be on your feet when he does that. And stick with the group, try to find him quick, don't stand around and get hurt by the poison or the adds. And then once you've seen him, he's gonna jump on the person who found him pretty much, and someone else has to interrupt it. Maybe you'll see that now, if not just rewind back. It's just been there. Yeah, there, it's me, and he's got me tied down, so my teammate comes and interrupts him to free me, and then we can all go on and do some more damage on him. And there he goes off again. There's these little poison AoEs that spawn all over the place, and the adds, so just be quick. There he's got my teammate tied down, so I ran there and interrupted it. And then you just go on and do some damage. If you do enough damage like we did in this video, you can actually skip that thing where he splits himself into 4 copies and jumps on people. If not, when he does it, just roll dodge out of it. It's not that hard. Okay, going on, I fast forwarded this part because, well, it's just a bunch of adds really. What I do on the Necro with the adds is make sure that the Unnerving Boneyard is down to give them all the debuffs and resistance debuffs that they get from it. And then just put my blockade down and throw a Mystic Orb in the direction to have them take some damage. For single target, I still use Degeneration like I did in the build video, but for dungeons and stuff, or even trials where synergies are welcome, I do prefer the Mystic Orb because it does a whole lot of damage, and it also gives a synergy, and it's AoE. Mostly though, I'm making sure that Mystic Boneyard is down. Unnerving Boneyard. The reason why I put that on the front bar, whereas in the build video it's still on the back bar, is because it has quite a long cast time, and if you do it last on your front bar, you can cancel it out by bar swapping. Alright, so here we get into the Stone Watchers phase. From now on, all throughout the dungeon, you'll have these big golden knights that are called Stone Watchers, those ones there. And the tank really needs to take care of them and block their heavies because they hit really hard and they need to be focused down really fast. They also at times kneel to the ground and put their sword in the ground, and then you can interrupt them, or else they'll do some weird AoE stuff that will hurt people around you a lot. So watch out for that if you're tanking this. When they kneel down and put their sword down and they get these little red flashy things around them, that means you can interrupt them, and then they won't go through with their mechanic. There, this one's trying it now, but he's died before he could go through with it. Alright. This ad pull is actually quite dangerous. You got 2 ice Atros and 2 stone watchers, so you want to take it slow on that one. Maybe just kill one of them first, and then the next one if you don't really have the damage to go very fast on this. Because the ice Atros hurt, and so does the stone watcher. Okay, apparently we missed an ad there. Alright, and so we move on to the first boss. This one's fairly simple mechanic-wise. She does these rings of AoE around her. First it's a circle, then it's a circle with a little outside ring. So you just have to make sure you're not standing in any of that. Also avoid the little geyser, volcano-ish kind of AoEs. And whenever she awakens a stone watcher, it needs to be focused down. Like it says now on the screen, a stone watcher has awoken. That means one of them is going to come in. There it is on the right side. The tank has to grab it immediately because it really hurts. And then people have to stop boss damage for a second and put some damage on the stone watcher until it's dead. There's the next one. Tanks grabbed it. And we just go on killing the stone watcher or the boss which died in AoE there. And that's how you this one. Really just avoid standing in the AoEs, take care of the, or like mind the rings of damage she does, and kill the stone watchers and ice Atros whenever they awaken. Alright, there's a couple more ad pools. I think there's stone watchers in every single one of them. So the tank just has to grab them and make sure that they keep aggro on them until they're dead. I'm going to slow it down a bit now so you can actually see some Necromancer gameplay too. Throwing a Mystic Orb in there, putting the Boneyard down, which is important for the resistance debuffs that the ads get. Putting Blockade on. Boneyard again. That's pretty much the first thing I do, I guess, when I jump in an ad pool. Just wait until the tanks got them somewhat stacked, and then putting the Boneyard down for the resistance debuff, and throwing the orb and putting the blockade down. That's a lot of AoE damage already. And then you can just go on summoning your Skeletal Archer if you don't have it up already, and making sure you get a couple blast bones in and light attacks and skulls. Alright. So here we move on to the second sort of boss. That's the orb in the middle. What's important here is these side orbs that spawn, like this one. You really need to focus damage on them, because they need to die in order for you to even do damage on the main orb, which is sort of the boss. Also, every damage phase there'll be an Auroran spawning, and it'll get more as the fight goes on. Oh, I died there. You need to avoid the AoEs in which I died. So when the Aurorans spawn, they will do these AoEs, shock or flame or ice, around the orb in the middle, which is what I did not take care of there. So be light on your feet and roll dodge them or avoid them when they come up. There we killed the second side orb, and then we killed the ads, which is necessary in order to do damage on the boss orb, so to speak. And then we're doing some damage on the orb in the middle. And as soon as that's invincible, there'll be another side orb spawning, which is this one over there. So that needs to be taken down, and then you need to go and kill the ads, and then you go back to the middle. So I ran out of Magicka a bit there because I died before. And then the ads are down, and you can do some more damage on the middle one. In case you're wondering there, it was sort of my job to do damage on the middle one, whereas other people have been taking care of the ads. So you can split these jobs if you have enough DPS to do it. If not, just have everybody go to the same thing at the same time. There's the next side orb there, which we're gonna kill. Then we'll go on and kill the ads. As the fight goes on, this goes harder on the tank because there'll be more and more of these Aurorans spawning. But then we kill those, kill the middle orb. And that's pretty much the whole boss fight. I know it's hard for people, it's especially hard on the tank because he needs to hold on to all the ads even though they do a lot of damage. But the mechanics of it are just like I explained. Do damage on the orb, kill the side orb, kill the ads, do damage on the orb again, kill the side orb, do damage on the ads, kill the orb again. Alright, we got everything nice and tightly stacked here. As I explained before, AoE with the Necro build, pretty much just make sure your Boneyard is down first thing, then throw an orb, throw a blockade, and your Mystic Siphon, all the AoE things you can get up. And then just throw your skulls into your normal spammable single target stuff. Make sure your archer is always up, the blast bones. All of this is AoE actually, blast bones are AoE as well. Mystic Siphon is 2, Orb is 2, Boneyard is, Blockade is. Very strong in AoE, the Necro. Alright, the tactic we did here is have the DPS stay in the middle and avoid the AoEs, while the tank is running around and trying to stack everything in the middle. So you can see that here. Tank is running around and stacking everything in the middle, which makes it very nice for us, especially with the big AoE damage, to kill them all really quickly and then have enough time before he spawns his copies again to actually do damage on the main boss. So, oh yeah, I don't remember that, we did quite a bit of damage there. But he does another round of spawning copies. So we'll stay in the middle, avoid the AoEs, get our self heals up, wait for the tank to have everything stacked up in the middle, sort of, and then do some more damage. And as soon as we figure out which one the real one is, go in with the ultimates and the whole thing. And there he died. So up to the last boss fight. Well, there's a couple of ads now. Nothing important though. Nothing you haven't seen yet. There's 2 Stone Watchers left and right there. There'll be an Ice Atronach in the front. But same thing I said before. Boneyard, Orb, Siphon, Blockade. All of the AoE stuff. Then send some Blast Bones in. Throw your skulls. Alright, there's the Ice Atro, 2 of them actually, and also 2 Stone Watchers. So you want to make sure you're not getting into the line of fire from any of those. Just let the tank go first and you'll get it. Now this boss is also not as hard as people make it out to be. As long as the tank keeps it in the middle, there's only 2 mechanics it does, which is it'll spawn 4 different colored Aurorans from each side. You're good if you kill 2 of them. Every single one you don't kill will have a special mechanic coming up in the next round. So here we go on and kill the red one because he's gonna do fire AoEs in the next bit, and we don't want that. So we kill the red one and then we kill the purple one. The blue one that you see there, I think does shock AoEs, and the yellow one has another special mechanic to it. So the more of these you kill, the better. But yeah, there you can see the ice AoE drop down, the ice spike, because we didn't kill the blue one. So the blue one did the ice thing, the purple one we killed does the lightning thing. And I figure the lightning and the flame are the worst ones, which is why we decided to kill the red and the purple one. After a bit then, this wall will spawn. You'll have to burn a hole through it by just killing one of the people in the wall, and then you can walk through it and not get wiped by it. If you touch the wall, you're dead. Alright, here's the second round of ads. Go straight back to the corner. Already drop some AoEs down before the thing even spawns. And then it'll make it easy to kill the red one quite quickly. Run straight over, kill the purple one. Alright, it's already dead. Might even be able to kill a third one here. Yes. And then all we get is the ice AoE from the blue one. It's really important that you make sure you're already in the corner when they spawn. You put your AoEs down, you get them down as fast as possible, because you really want to get the red and at least the purple one down. The fire AoE and lightning AoE, in my opinion, is by far the worst. Alright, so here we've got another wall coming up. Be mindful of that. I really wasn't in that, to be honest. I didn't even notice it. Thank God the other DPS did burn a hole through it. And then at 10% he's gonna spawn you in there, and there's gonna be all of the shit going on. The lightning AoEs, the little ones, there'll be ice spikes like this, there'll be fire on the ground. All of it that you've been able to avoid before by killing the Aurorans that come out of the corners will happen here. So you just need to be mindful of it and roll dodge it and make sure you're not in any of it. You will also get these walls that have been there. You might have just seen that they just spawned in when we killed it. There'll be more and more of these walls depending on how long the execute phase takes for you, so just make sure you're not walking into any of that. And yeah, that's about it. It's not as hard as it looks, but it gets harder as time goes on, so good luck.